there's two ways to do it. There's a yoga swing, and there's also an inversion table. That's not as scary. And you stand on it, and it clips your ankles in, and then you push yourself back, and you can just, anytime you want, you can stand back. I can send you one if you want.
Well, listen, that's very nice of you. I've never tried yoga before, but I'll tell you, I was once hung upside down by a bookie I owed money to, and it made
Did your balls bounce?
it made me more depressed.
Listen, we've been talking a long time.
Hey,
I'll let Ken call in with one
Can I
question.
say one thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Just a quick story about the Woody Allen thing with Rosie. This is kind of interesting. 1993, I was starting out as a comic. I had a spot at a club called Stand Up New York, and the manager came up to me and said, "Listen, you're bummed. Rosie O'Donnell's coming."
Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, Rosie, this happens. I do it now too. I love it.
Comes around, goes around.
It's fun. So I said, "How long is she going to do it?" Rosie, they don't know that. She's going to do however long she wants to fucking do.
Right. Yeah, shut up.
So, exactly. So I'm like, okay, it's a big star, and I want to see Rosie. And so I stand in the back, and the Woody Allen scandal had just broken. And except for you, no one in show business was really giving him a lot of shit. And she did about a half an hour just bashing him, which was so funny to me. I sat in the back, and the last line she said, a lot of people in show business tell me I shouldn't insult Woody Allen, but you know what? Fuck it. I won't be in Annie Hall too.
Yeah. And then I said, "Eat me, you slimy bookworm-looking child molesting bastard." Fuck you, Woody Allen. That's what I said.
And I thought that was
good radio.
That was ballsy. And
I like it. I like it.
And then I went up and bumped.
Oh,
What are you gonna do?
I was bumped in my day too, honey, by Seinfeld and Leno.
It happens, right?
Yes.
And you accept it. Ken, go ahead. You're on the air in something, Florida.
Before I get to make my point, is there a programming conflict then between this show and Rosie's show?
No.
Well, we run over a little bit.
We do run over, but listen,
You can always catch us.
You can go tune into her show and then catch us later if you want. Listen, that's what I like about Sirius. It's the most unusual broadcast experience ever. It's not a competitive thing.
Right.
So
If you subscribe to Sirius, because now you have two shows that conflict with each other that you like. That's wonderful. And Rosie being here brings more people to the party, and that's what I'm after.
And there's replays too. We're going to be replayed. Yeah, same as you're replayed later in the day, so you'll be able to catch both of us.
It's true.
Well, what I wanted to say,
Yeah.
I got interested in Rosie back when Howard started talking up the cruise documentary. And I thought it was a great recommendation. What was so moving about that documentary was the scene that was shot in the Bahamas.
Right.
And that's what, I mean, the whole film is excellent, but what really brought home hate and racism, and hate and just hate, was that scene and how disgraceful your cruise was treated in the Bahamas.
You still do the cruise?
Kelly does. Kelly still runs the cruise business, and they go many trips a year. But one thing that they didn't show on the documentary that I thought was exceptionally powerful is that on that first ship was Adela Shabazz, Malcolm X's eldest daughter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine. And when she heard that there were protests, the black community, churches were protesting, she said to me, would you allow me the honor of speaking for you?
Now, why did they show that?
I don't know, but Adela Shabazz, Malcolm X's daughter, went to confront those protesters. And I stayed on the boat knowing that what they were looking for was me to freak out and scream, right? And she said, I think it would be better for you to stay on board with your children and let me go handle this. And so to me, there was something very moving about the fact that this woman was there to speak for me, because who she is and who her parents were are everything that I'm about.
But I didn't know. Rosie, you were just great this year and last season on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, thank you. That's the funniest show on TV.
I don't, everyone says to me, how come you don't watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh, Howard,
I could never get into it.
No.
I couldn't get into it.
The whole show's improv.
I know.
So you have to watch it just to see that. It's pretty amazing.
Did you like that?
Oh, I loved it.
Howard. It's Howard.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Howard.
maybe I can't take it.
And I think that's true. I think Howard and Larry David are too similar, and I think that might annoy Howard.
Yeah, I think it makes me nuts.
Really?
Because when I watch it, I get crazy from it.
Well,
in the last episode, Rosie gets to beat him up twice.
Oh, it was great.
I got a fist fight with him twice.
Correct.
I thought it was so funny when you were chasing him up the stairs.
Well, the funny thing is they don't tell you what the whole show is about.
He gives you an idea of what he wants you to do.
Well, you get there and he says, okay, we're at this restaurant, we're both going to go for the check. Sometime, like, go to the bathroom and come back, and we're both going to go for the check, okay? I'm like, okay, and we start rolling. And you just talk. And then he says, great, okay, now, after we go for the check, I want you to stand up and fist fight me. I said, okay, and then we do that.
That requires a lot of trust. Do you ever wonder, gee, what context am I being used in?
No, because I totally
trust the
trust
guy.
him, and I think he's comedic genius.
Yeah.
There's one question, one thing we haven't brought up to Rosie, I don't think. Did we tell her that Aunt had sex on her cruise?
Oh, I know,
yeah,
and you
we
know
told you
what?
that whole thing.
And it totally flipped me out, and I
Really?
actually wrote him an email and said,
Why'd you
dude,
leave that off the special?
first of all, I didn't really know this guy, let me tell you this. I didn't know him,
Comedian, yeah.
and, Artie, okay?
You're right.
Sorry, I thought there was more stuff.
No, I thought you passed out, I'm so codependent for you now.
No, he passed out, but he'll be fine. I just pick him up.
I-
He's turning himself upside down.
Good, it'll help you, trust me, it's the lotto ball, yeah. You know, Dracula.
He's like Grandpa in the Munsters. Yeah.
Who I knew, he had a comedy club, you know.
Yeah.
Did you ever work at his?
I absolutely did.
Grandpa's Comedy Club.
Yeah, we loved him.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
So I don't really know this kid Ant, but you know, after the third or fourth cruise, he asked to come on one, and so we booked him, and he went on, and you know, frankly, I don't really know Ant, but
Listen,
then.
sex can go on the cruise.
Listen, but I don't really want to hear about it from a guy who got paid to go perform and then goes, like, I don't know. I was like, what are you doing, little gay Ant? What are you doing?
Howard and Robin call him comedian Ant. I call him the gay guy Ant.
Well, that's what I call him, too. The gay guy who had sex on my cruise and then felt the need to tell everyone in the world about it. Thank you very much.
I think you're being a little too uptight with that one. I think
Listen, you're probably right, but for
older
me...
couple looking at Ant as a hot piece of meat, and they went for it.
But, you know, don't ask me to be booked and then to be paid and then to go tell it, you know, slander
It was
the...
a family cruise.
Correct, Robin.
It
It's
was
a family cruise. You want to do that, go on Atlantis. There's gay, you know, cruises for boys all the time where that's all that goes on.
It made him horny.
Well, ugh.
Nick Lake Tahoe.
Go to a Met game.
Right.
Howard, Rosie, when you were filming League of Their Own, did you ever get to see Madonna nude, and did it turn you on?
I've seen her nude many times, as has most of the world.
As you said.
And,
As you said, you even went to a party at the
yes,
house.
I went to a party at her
And
house.
Rosie even said, put your clothes on.
Yeah, I said, I gave her a hug, and she had like her tits out with like a, I don't even know, like a Conan the Barbarian leather strap, but the whole tits were out, and I hugged her. I said, Happy New Year, you're gonna put on your fucking shirt, you're the most famous woman in the world. And she's like, oh, Rosie. But yeah, I've seen her nude, everyone's seen her nude, but Madonna and I are very much like sisters. There was never a sexual thing ever.
Isn't that funny?
No, not to me.
Why Angelina Jolie? Madonna's an attractive woman, beautiful body.
I think she's one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life, but I saw her movie first, Dead Mother, named after the mother, oldest child. I totally related to her as a sibling.
As a sister.
Yes, from the moment I met her, the first thing I said to her is, I'm named after my mother too. I went to her grave and it saw my own name.
I
so
see that.
we really connected in that way.
If she came up to you nude, started kissing you in the mouth,
No,
putting
she
her
never
tongue...
would. She never would.
Well, that's
Howard.
what I'm just saying. You
Well,
would
pick
go
another
there.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
No, but pick another person.
But you would.
How about Robin? Would you find Robin attractive?
Yes, and I do,
Everyone
actually.
wants Robin. I mean,
but I don't know
see
who
how she
Frank
has-
is,
you
but
see this
Frank,
man?
like you were talking about her and Frank the other day, you know?
Frank.
Frank.
Oh, Jim Florentine.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
with the big balls.
I don't know. Oh, the big ball guy?
Oh, the big
No.
ball guy. we
No,
call
I
him.
think Robin's very attractive and very intelligent, which is even more important.
Well, that's true.
And extremely sexual, which is something you
Really?
don't know.
Really?
She looks at furniture and wants to have sex
loves
on it.
that.
Wow,
She
that's fantastic.
She was in my home and said, "Oh, that table is so sexy." And I go,
Yeah. What does it for you? Like Stickley, Laura Ashley? What are you into? What's your thing?
Concrete.
Concrete, wow.
I just have to see it.
All right,
When I
okay.
see it, I know it.
You know, that
She
reminds me
gets on the gynecologist table. She thinks it's sexy.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's
Well, I
pretty
think, you
amazing.
know, Robin and I could bond over her helping me get healthier in terms of my body, and then who knows what could happen.
Who knows? Do you have a female gynecologist or a male gynecologist?
Only female.
Only female.
I've never been to a male gynecologist in my life.
Me neither.
Artie. No, I don't, but I'm willing to have a free one if the Sibian people want to send me it.
Believe me, you wouldn't even need to be with a woman if you had the Sibian.
Well, you know,
Take care of all your needs.
the Panasonic Magic Wand does the same thing for $19.99, and you can get it at any
The
drugstore.
magic wand is very
Panasonic.
powerful. You're talking about the big one with the big ball at the end.
Well, it looks like a Spalding ball at the
You know,
end.
Robin used that and wore it out.
Oh, well,
That's how sexual she
you
is.
can wear them out, honey.
Yeah.
They last a pretty long
Yeah,
time.
they last about 2-3 years.
She has a
And
gun
then frankly-
rack. She has a gun